Yet. Here we go. Hello there. Hello to you on YouTube. Good to see you. I'm sorry for the delay. For some reason, I was having trouble getting online. We've not had the best internet connection here over the last couple days. It's been a little wobbly, and I think it's because we have a lot of wind right now. We have an antenna on the roof, and we have an antenna on a tower. The antenna on the tower picks up the microwave tower 10 miles away, rebroadcasts, because we don't have line of sight here. So we have a tower on our roof that points to a tower up on the hill up here, some half a kilometer away, roughly, on our property, and then it's rebroadcast to here. And where there's a lot of wind, sometimes it's affecting the antennas, I guess. And I think that's what's going on. I'm not sure, but anyway. So I've been having trouble getting online today here, and I've been on Instagram already for a few minutes, and I'm just now jumping onto YouTube. So I hope everyone's well. Hope you're enjoying your week so far. Here, life has been busy, crazy, busy. We're in the middle of a session. This is actually tomorrow. Well, today's the last day of the 5th week of our 10-week session. So we are at the halfway point. Well, we will be at the end of the day today. And we have 8 people leaving this weekend, and I think we have probably 8 more coming in tomorrow. I'm not sure exactly. There may not be. It may not be 1 for 1. Sometimes we may not have someone coming till next week. We actually still do have, I think, 1 or 2 spaces available because we had people that weren't able to get here from various places, and so needed to cancel at the last minute. But good morning to everyone. I hope you guys are well. I hope you're doing great on Instagram. Here on YouTube, let me see what we've got. Enrico, hello there. Hi, Loren. Do you think leprosy is a consequence of food disorder or food deficiency? Thank you. I have no idea. I've never looked into it. I don't have the slightest idea what causes leprosy. I'm just looking at the numbers here. So I apologize. I'm not qualified to answer that question. I mean, I just don't know what the answer is. So sorry about that. I wish I could tell you, but I cannot because I really don't know. I've never really paid much attention to it. It's not something that there's so much of these days, and it's not something I've really paid much attention to. But it's a good question. Lisa B says, let me back up. Virtually every condition. Of course, there are some genetic disorders. There are issues that occur because we inherited something from our parents, grandparents, et cetera. And oftentimes, these issues are caused by genetic damage because of lifestyle choices made by parents or grandparents or great-grandparents, et cetera. Most of our diseases, most of the issues that people suffer from are because of their own poor lifestyle choices. But sometimes we're affected by the lifestyle choices of our forebears, right? So that can happen as well. But with leprosy specifically, I don't know. Generally speaking, diet is a huge piece of it. Toxicity and dehydration are huge pieces of it. Specifically with leprosy, I don't really know what the mechanism is there. I've never looked into it. All right, Lisa B says, hi, Loren. At what point during extended fast does body reduce stubborn belly fat? Whenever it's ready to. Unfortunately, we don't get to decide where the body loses its fat from, and the body loses fat, as it chooses to. Again, we have no input. We have no say on that. It doesn't necessarily happen the way you'd like it to. Like, that's not necessarily the first thing to go. And the reason, by the way, that some people never really see any significant reduction in stubborn belly fat is because it's stubborn. No, it's because it's not belly fat at all. Often what's in there, whenever you see someone that's got a giant belly, often what's happening is a lot of this isn't fat. It's old material that's slowly making its way through the system. And it's stuck. It's hard and dry, and it's not going anywhere until we hydrate it. So I'll give you an example. I have a gentleman fasting with me now. He has fasted many times before on his own, never with experienced guidance before, but many times on his own. He has done more than 200 days of fasting prior to fasting with me, and he has never before eliminated so much old material. Okay, why? Because he's never had enough water before, and he didn't know how to understand the numbers. Okay, and that's true for virtually everybody fasting alone. Again, this is one of the reasons why fasting without experienced guidance doesn't make any sense. You're not going to get the same benefits, and you're going to put yourself in much more danger. Okay? All right, I see we have a super chat here. It is Brenda Lee. Brenda, how are you? Thank you so much. Brenda's made a $3.99 contribution and has said absolutely nothing. She wants to say nothing to me. Now, Brenda's a dear friend, and I appreciate so much the support, Brenda. Looking forward to seeing you soon. Okay, Paulina says, hi, Loren. I'm very happy with the course. I started a few days ago, and it's incredible. I'm so glad to hear that. Thank you so much, Paulina. In fact, I'm going to take this opportunity, because I know that some of you that are here now may not be able to stick around. I'm going to take this opportunity to do something I haven't had a chance to do yet, and that is to publicly apologize, because what happened the other day, I mean, first of all, we are busier than we've ever been. We're full here, and that's common. We're full here. I've got a full roster of people working with me remotely, and we have a bunch of different projects. We're about to bring online a new, improved remote fasting program. We have, of course, the course itself, which has taken a lot of work to get together. We were setting up for a webinar, which is a thing in itself, and meant a lot of materials to write and to publicize and promote. And we needed to get everything wrapped up and to get the website and all of that information done. And I'm not personally doing any of that work, but I did need to review a lot of it. And one of the things that happened was, we sent out some marketing materials, and there was a bit of a miscommunication. Frankly, I mean, I kind of ran out of time at the last minute. We had some technical issues. I mean, because doing the webinar when we did it interfered with my day here a little bit. It shifted my flow here. And when I told my clients here, okay, we're not going to be able to do, we're going to have to change things around this past Tuesday. And they said, what's up? And they're like, yeah, that's fine, but what's up? And I said, well, I'm doing a webinar. I said, well, can we watch the webinar live? So what we did was we took our big 50 some inch screen and moved it out there, but we were using Guzelle's laptop to connect, and she bought a new laptop and realized at the last minute that we didn't have an easy way to connect to the television anymore. It couldn't, it wound up being some technical challenges, and I had 30 plus people here waiting to expecting to see the webinar. So I wound up being personally involved in getting that set up and getting back here at the moment I was supposed to start, rather than having the time anticipated to prepare, including reviewing the materials that had been sent. And the bottom line is, I didn't actually deliver what was promised at the webinar. And people have said it was great, and they enjoyed it and appreciated it, but it wasn't what some people were hoping for, because it wasn't what they expected, because it wasn't what we told them they were going to get. I mean, I take full responsibility. And so we all talked afterwards, and I said, I don't really feel good about this. There's got to be a way, something we can do. And the suggestion was made that we do another webinar on Tuesday, which will deliver, you want to go out, buddy? Which will deliver what it was I had originally promised to deliver. Okay, and so that's happening on Tuesday, and it will be at 3:30 Costa Rica time, 4:30. So it's 1 hour later than last week. 4:30 Eastern Standard Time, 1:30 Pacific time. I'd have to think about the times in London and everywhere else, but in Europe, I think. Let's see. I believe that London is 6 hours ahead of me, so it's going to be 9:30 p.m. in London and 10:30 p.m. I apologize, it's late. I think that's correct in most of Europe, and then an hour after that in Eastern Europe and Israel. And we're doing this because, again, I wanted to, I made a promise and then somehow dropped the ball on it because of not having the time I anticipated to prepare. Completely my responsibility. My team did a great job, but I with so much going on that I wasn't really prepared for that. And we haven't done a lot of these webinars, and so we're not really used to this and just getting the whole thing set up. In any case, this is happening on Tuesday, and what I'm going to do right now is give you the link to register, because once again, it's just taking a while. So once again, you need to register for this event. Once again, space is limited, and what we're doing for those of you who what we're doing is we are going to once again extend an offer to you that because we screwed up, we're going to give you a little bit more time if if that's what you want. Now, something very exciting, which we didn't do last time, is first of all, we believe, and thank you so much, Paulina, for your comments. You're the second person I've heard from in the last 24 hours. Another client of mine wrote to me and said the course is amazing. She bought the course on Tuesday and started it right away, and she's loving it and learning a lot. And I want, the feedback so far has been very positive. I understand we've gotten other comments that I don't see because they're not coming to me directly. These are the ones that have actually been sent to me directly. So we want to share this with as many people as possible. I'm completely clear. The reason that so many people are miserable and unhappy and don't feel good and are sick is because they don't know how to take care of their bodies. They don't know how to take care of their health. It's not complicated. It's actually really, really simple. But people don't know what it is that they need to do. And so my mission is to educate as many people as possible. Because of that, what we've decided to do, first of all, is to give away one of the programs. Okay, to give away the course. Now, if you already bought the course, as Paulina has, and you register for the webinar, and you have to be there, okay, you actually have to be there, and you're going to need to share this with other people, because that's what's going to help us spread it. So you share the link at least 3 times and can document that for us. And once you register, you're going to get it's simple, but once you register, we're going to send you something that tells you exactly what to do. You have a chance to win the program. If you've already bought the program and you win, you get upgraded to VIP, which is something we haven't even told you about yet. We have a VIP version, which is going to provide you with extra benefits and extra access, etc. So improve your experience. And this is something that if you're already in, you can become a VIP. If you're not already in, you get the basic course if you win. Okay, so I think it's very exciting. I've just uploaded the link here. You should see it here. It's easy because my comments, you can see my name in yellow. So if you're interested in registering for this, again, there's going to be limited space. Last time we had with very little advanced marketing, and this time I think we're actually planning on doing a little bit of marketing, getting it out beyond our own list. Just with our own list, we had some 800 people, I think, register for the event. So you're going to want to get yourself registered as soon as you can. Okay, for those of you on Instagram, I apologize. I don't know if the same link is going to work. I believe, let me look at that link again. I think the link is a little bit different this time, slightly different. So what I'll have to do, you can go to YouTube and you can go to the live broadcast right now, or you can do it later with the recording and find the link there. And what I'll do later on, I can't do this right now, is I'll change the website on my profile and I'll make it the link. Right now it's the link for the past one, and I'll make it the link for the one coming up on Tuesday, okay? So that you have this opportunity to win this amazing free course and to learn a ton of information about how to pandemic-proof your body, which is what we're going to be doing. Okay, we have a couple more super chats here, so I'm going to move on. Ian, 444444 says, with a £5 contribution, thank you, Ian. Do you believe we should breathe deeply every day? If so, should we abstain when the air quality or PM 2.5 is bad? Air quality index, that is, or PM. I don't know what PM is, but yeah. Okay, so good question. Yes, breathing deeply is beneficial, and most people don't breathe very well. On the webinar, for those of you that were there on Tuesday, an old friend showed up, a guy I've known now for 20 plus years. We met when we were both speakers at a big event many years ago, 20 plus years ago, named Michael White. Mike White runs breathing.com. He teaches people how to breathe better, how to breathe more deeply. And I'll share a story that I think I shared at the webinar, because when I first came across, I was looking at the website for the event to see what else besides me was going to be there. And, I come across this guy, Michael White, breathing.com, and what his description sounded interesting. And so I clicked over to his website. And on the website, on the homepage, and I'm pretty sure it's still there, there was a breathing test. It gave you instructions. It told you, what you needed to do. Actually, I think I told the story recently here in a lecture, not on the webinar. But anyway, so I followed the instructions. At the end, there was a little box where you entered your number, your score, whatever it was. I don't remember exactly what it was you had to do, but it had to do with breathing, like you were counting something. And I entered my score, and I was really surprised when about 3 minutes later, I get an email from Mike White, who I've never heard. We'd never communicated. We didn't know each other. I didn't know who he was until a few minutes before this. And Mike writes to me and says, "Are you a breathing coach?" And I said, "No, I'm not a breathing coach. Why do you ask?" And he said, "Because your score is amazing. Like, very, very, very few people score this high." And I said, "Oh, I'm not a breathing coach. I don't even practice deep breathing," to come to Ian's question. Okay, I don't like do a daily pranayama practice. What I do, what I said to him back then was, because again, this was 20 years ago, was I said, "Well, Mike, I'm not a breathing coach, but I'm a raw vegan that eats an optimal diet, and I have fasted dozens of times. So I got my body clean, and I keep it hydrated, and I keep it clean by eating optimally. And because my body is clean and hydrated, I breathe properly." It reminds me, in fact, of a story some of you may have heard before, but it was many years ago. I had a woman fasting with me who was in her 60s. She was around 67. And one day, I think she was about 2.5 weeks into a 21-day fast. And when I see her that morning, she said, "I freaked out this morning. I woke up and I realized there was something different about my breathing." And it's interesting how people do this, right? You want to pay attention, be conscious of what you do. She said, "I noticed something was different and I freaked out." So notice, before she realized whether it was positive or negative, she freaked out. It was different. Different is bad, right? Change is bad. She said, "Then I realized what was different was I was able to breathe fully into my lungs," right? So we have upper and lower, front and back, right? So essentially eight different sections, and most people are only breathing into the upper front portion of their lungs. They're never inflating the back portions or their bottom portion. It's just up here. And so she said to me, "I realized I was fully inflating my lungs." I said, "Okay, well, that's great." She said, "No, but," she said, "when I was 6 years old, more than 60 years earlier, I had scarlet fever. And ever since, I was only able to breathe very shallowly into the topmost portion of my lungs." Now, she was married to a guy 10 years older. He was in his 70s, but he was a Texas oilman, retired, living in Central America. But he was a Texas oilman, and he was still, he was a strong guy. He was out there because, wildcatter. So he would have to do a lot of his own work. He had guys working for him, but he was involved physically. And he was still very fit. He liked to go dancing and hiking and all these things. And she couldn't keep up because she couldn't breathe deeply enough to get the air she needed to keep up. So she wakes up, let's call it 18 days into the fast, and for the first time in 60 years, with no pranayama, no breathing exercises, she's breathing deeply, inflating her entire lung capacity. That's what happens as a result of fasting. That's one example, one of the amazing things that shifts for people. It's very cool. I mentioned earlier, here we are on the last day of the 5th week of the process. I've got a whole bunch of people who are leaving us this weekend, tomorrow, because they completed 26-day processes. There's 8 of them. Some of them, 2 of them were only here 4 weeks instead of 5. But I've got all these people leaving, completing their processes, and most of these people feel amazing. We had people leave last week too who had completed a 21-day fast and a week of repeating, and they've all been replaced by other people. But it's wonderful to see these people leaving here feeling and functioning better than they have in years, in many cases decades, in some cases better than they ever have in their life. Okay, that's what happens. And I know, I get it. People are always saying, oh, he hypes this stuff because he sells it. This is how he makes a living. It's not. I mean, and I know some of you are here. First of all, some of you are clients and friends. Often my clients become dear friends. And I've mentioned a couple of people already here who are clients of mine, right? They know that what I'm telling you is the truth, and that even if I'm wrong, I believe everything I'm telling you. I'm not going to lie to you about anything. I'm not here to make money. I mean, frankly, this is not a good way to make a living, okay? Because imagine having 30 people staying at your house, right? And with demands, expecting to get their needs met, and having issues, and being uncomfortable, and having emotional challenges, and I have people helping me here, but I'm the guy, and they're constantly expecting me to be involved, and it would be a lot easier, a lot easier for me to make a living doing something else. I'm a pretty intelligent guy. I've got a degree in finance and most of a master's degree in business. Okay, I don't do this to make money. I do this because I believe it's the most important thing I can do. And I know that some of you believe that, and I know the haters are never going to believe me no matter what I say. So it doesn't really matter what they think. All right, let me continue. But coming back to Ian's question, if the air quality is particularly bad, you don't want to breathe deeply. So for me, breathing deeply when I do it, it happens because I'm exercising. It happens because I'm body. And so I'm increasing my body's demands for oxygen, which has me breathing deeply. That's my favorite way of doing it. It can be fantastic. And for people that have issues, there are definitely some very useful breathing exercises and techniques. And there's various ones I teach. I just say in a lecture here to reduce anxiety. Okay? You can use techniques for sure. But the best thing you can do is to create truly healthy respiratory system. Okay, Mike White wrote to me that first time because he hadn't seen a breathing score like that very often. And I'm not a coach. I'm not a breathing expert. I'm just a guy who's super healthy. You can create the exact same thing. This is why my clients with asthma wind up, in most cases, not having asthma anymore, not needing an inhaler anymore. It usually happens. Okay, if the air quality is super bad, you don't want to be running. Okay, you want to stay away from that. And honestly, if you're living in a place where the air quality is frequently bad, you probably want to move. Okay, I mean, personally, I just wouldn't live in a place like that. And this is one of the issues with for instance, with Southeast Asia, as beautiful as it is, unfortunately, it's pretty polluted. Where here, it's completely pristine. This community we're creating, okay, good opportunity. I just reminded myself to mention that our deadline's getting close. We've got the first, we've already closed on some contracts, but we have the big contract, which closes in 2.5 weeks. And we still need to raise some money, which is why we've been offering a 20% discount on lots. This is a good time. Folks, if you're interested, you need to contact me right away to get in now while you can to save 20% on your lot. Or if you're sitting on some money and you'd like to invest in something you believe in, we have this amazing project. It's going to be an amazing thing for the world and for you. Great returns eventually, because we've got the highest waterfall in Central America and 15 more waterfalls. So it's an amazing project. This would be the time to jump on that. Okay. All right. Jean-Sebastien Dalcourt, I apologize. I just murdered your name. I don't speak French very well. I realize that's a French name. I did the best I could. Are you familiar with Walter, it's not Vayler, it's Walter Longo's research on fasting, particularly the fasting mimicking diet? Yes, do you have an opinion on it? I do. And I'm going to share a story with you. First of all, let me be clear about a couple of things. There is a cascade of beneficial physiological changes that occur when we fast, okay? But these changes only occur in the complete absence of nutriment, which means calories or nutrients. So if we are still consuming calories or nutrients, we don't get all these benefits. It doesn't happen. These things happen only if we're consuming nothing but water. It doesn't happen if we add lemon juice to the water. It doesn't happen if we do anything else, okay? All right, so when a cat, dog, horse, giraffe, monkey, hippopotamus, blue whale, you name it, is injured or needs to cleanse its body, it will stop eating. It won't eat a little bit. It will stop eating. Why is that? Why the consistency with that? Okay, why don't they just adopt an intermittent fasting? Why don't they just eat a limited calorie diet that day? Because it's not the same thing. It's not even close. It's not even close. This idea that the fasting mimicking diet actually mimics fasting is bullshit. Sorry, but that's it's not, it's nothing like it. Nothing like it. In fact, I mean, folks, remember that for almost, 29 plus years now, I take that back, 28 plus years now, I have been eating 1 or 2 meals a day within a 4-hour window. Some days it's 1 meal, some days it's 2 within a 4-hour window. That's it. My caloric intake is relatively low. Does that mimic the benefits of fasting? Absolutely not. When it's something I need to heal, I actually fast. I stop eating completely for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 7, whatever days necessary to heal, because it's a completely different thing. There's no comparison whatsoever. Now, February 28th, another announcement. February 28th is our next fruit festival. I don't remember now if it's number 4 or number 5, but we have a fruit festival coming up on the 28th, from the 28th of February to the 7th of March. If you can get here, it's an amazing time. We will have dozens. Last year we had over 50 different fruits, 100% organic. It's a wonderful time. It's time to hang out, fellowship. We'll be talking about the community. I'll give lectures, a lecture every day. There'll be yoga classes every day. We'll do a trip to one of the most beautiful beaches in Costa Rica. It was named the most beautiful beach in Costa Rica a couple of years ago. We'll spend a day there. We'll spend a day at the highest waterfalls in Central America, which are on our project, hopefully, if we can raise the rest of the money. It's an amazing time. And a couple of years ago, just before the event, I got an email from a client, and she said, "Loren, I'm going to be doing a yoga retreat with my husband and my son, and we're going to be an hour away from Tanglewood. It's the same week as your fruit festival. Would it be okay if I spent one day? I'll blow off the yoga retreat for one day, and I'd like to come." She had been here. Her husband had fasted with me online, but had never been here, and she wanted to bring them here. Would that be okay? I said, "Of course, absolutely. Come join. You're welcome as my guest for the day." So she shows up that day, and they show up early in the morning. They want to spend the whole day here, so they get here early in the morning, and they get here, I think, just after breakfast, when I'm just about to give a lecture. And so we say hello to everybody, and during that lecture, there's a question about the same thing. And so I talk about it a little bit, and she raises her hand. Now, she lives in Southern California, right? Longo works at the University of California, I think Santa Barbara, if I remember correctly, but one of their campuses is where he teaches, right? Walter Longo is a PhD researcher interested in longevity, and he's the guy that promotes this fasting mimicking diet where you eat 500 calories a day. Okay, I've had, I don't know how many days in my life where I've done that. So she raised her hand and said, "Loren," she said, I went to UCLA and worked with Longo in his laboratory, did his program with him, Okay, the fasting mimicking program, whatever, I forget how long that was. She did that program with him, with his guidance. And then a year later came here and fasted for 21 days. What she said was there was absolutely no comparison. What happened here was 1,000 times more powerful than what happened with this fasting mimicking diet, because the fasting mimicking diet is a diet. It's not a fast. Honestly, it's a joke. Now, why would Longo be promoting this so hard? Like, this is just as good. You get almost all the same benefits. Well, now, life of the scientist may not be the easiest thing in the world. I have no idea what kind of salary he makes, but I do know that he now sells a program. You can buy a fasting mimicking program from him where you get the food delivered to you, your 500 calorie portions. So this is a commercial enterprise. Okay, maybe that's impacting his commentary. I mean, the truth is, Longo has never studied fasting for more than a few days. He's considered like one of the world's foremost experts on fasting, but his experience with fasting is limited to people fasting, I think, for up to 4 days. They've done no research on extended fasts, what I call therapeutic fasts, where we have 100% success eliminating hypertension, and 100%. Well, we had one guy who got within 5 points of normal after dropping at 50 points or something. What was it? Yeah, 50 points. Pretty amazing, right? I mean, eliminated 100% of his risk. We have 100% success with type 2 diabetes. We have amazing rates of success with virtually everything because our bodies are self-healing when we get the hell out of their way. And that's what happens. So there's no comparison whatsoever. Okay? I hope that's clear. All right, let me move on. Let's see. Anthony is here. Anthony Samaroff. Hello, Anthony. I'm going to see you very soon. Anthony says people are saying the half-life of metals in the body is so long that we need help with binders like zeolites, chlorella. What do you think? Why do you think differently? Well, Anthony, because I have guided many thousands of people through therapeutic fasts, and they eliminate all their symptoms of heavy metal toxicity in most cases. Okay. I believe differently because I believe our body is perfectly capable of eliminating what doesn't belong when we get out of its way and give it a chance. Most people, including the doctors talking about this, once again, have no experience with fasting. They don't know what the body's capable of. We see it here all the time. That's why I believe differently, okay? Because of experience. All right? Experience is the only thing that matters, right? It was Einstein who said all knowledge is born of experience. Hello to all you lovely people on Instagram. I'm seeing, I don't know, somehow I got stuck here, so I'm going to go back and wave to some of you folks here. Right. Okay. So, yeah, I believe differently because we see differently. Okay. Hope that makes sense. Anthony, thanks so much for your contribution. I appreciate that very much. Anthony's made a 50 Mexican, I guess that's a peso contribution. Corky Lorenz. Corky, I love your last name. It's almost perfect. Corky's made a $4.99 contribution, and I let me see. Okay, so I see a question up here above. Question above, right? Got it. Advice for breastfeeding mother who has never fasted and struggles to avoid cooked food. Okay, unfortunately, Corky, you can't fast while breastfeeding. So there's an important piece of information you need to understand. Everything you eat winds up in your breast milk, and as your body detoxes, toxins wind up in your breast milk. So what you can do is you can find the support you need, get some help, enroll some people, find a partner, take a coach if you like, to guide you through making optimal dietary choices while breastfeeding, because you can definitely clean up your diet today. Hi guys on Instagram. Okay, you can clean up your diet right now. That's okay. There's going to be some detoxification, but it's slow enough that it's not a problem. And if you don't clean up your diet today, every time you eat something that doesn't belong in your body, it's also negatively impacting your baby. Okay, so changing your diet right away is always safe to do. That's always fine. But fasting while breastfeeding isn't okay, because it means you're going to detoxify too quickly and poison your baby. All right. So I hope that you understand. So my advice would be find whatever way you need to get the support you need so that you optimize your diet as much as possible now. Fasting is out of the question until you're done breastfeeding. Now, when you're done breastfeeding and before the next baby, before the next bun goes in the oven, that's when you're going to want to fast to get your body clean. Okay, so you can get as much benefit as you can, but you can't do it now while breastfeeding. That unfortunately doesn't work. It's not okay, not safe to do, not for the baby. For you, you'll be fine, but your baby's not going to be okay. All right, sorry about that. Now, so as soon as you're done breastfeeding, whenever that's over, this is when you're going to want to contact me. I will guide you through the process and help you take your health to an amazing new level so that your next pregnancy, if you have another one, will be as healthy as possible. Okay, breastfeeding will be as healthy as, you're going to have the healthiest baby and child possible by getting your body as clean as you can before even conceiving. That's really what you want to do. You want to do it beforehand. It's a little harder to do after, because now anything you do will affect the baby. All right? Alexis DePronto has made a €549 contribution and says, hello, Loren, I can't be sipping water all day long while too busy working. Is it okay to have a straight full glass of water every hour? Thanks. It's not. The only safe way to drink water is by sipping. And I know it's not convenient. Okay, I get that. Okay, but this is the way to do it, like this. Just a little tiny bit at a time. And a glass this size, a full glass this size, no more than 1 per hour. No more than 1 per hour, but it has to be over the course of the hour. So if it's this much in an hour, it's this much in 30 minutes, and it's that much in 15, and it's that much in 7.5, and it's that much in 3 3/4, and it's that much in 1 7/8, and it's that much in 9/16. Okay, that's what it has to be, because it's not safe otherwise. If you drink a whole glass once an hour, or whatever your deal is, and let's say I drink this whole glass in 2 minutes, I can do that easily. The problem is that my kidneys are processing all the time on an ongoing basis, can only handle this much water in 30 minutes maximum. I mean, that's the minimum amount of time they need, 30 minutes to process this. It has to be taken in over the course of 30 minutes. So if I drink it now and then don't drink again in an hour, every time I drink, I'm dramatically overwhelming my kidneys. I'm peeing out most of the water, and I'm losing electrolytes when I do it. I'm not helping myself in any way. It may be more convenient, but it's not helping. Okay? It doesn't help you. Right? I mean, I'm sure you can think of lots of silly examples that you're doing something harmful to yourself because it's more convenient. What you're going to have to do is you're going to have to find a way to get the water in that you actually need, because it doesn't work any other way. I mean, it's unfortunate, but you just can't do it otherwise. All right? I'm sorry. I wish it was possible. It's not possible. It doesn't work any other way. Okay? So what I can do, even when I'm speaking, is every once in a while I can pause and take a sip. And then I can speak again a minute later. Even if I'm speaking in a meeting, I can be sipping water. Now, let's say that I need both of my hands to type. I only need 2 fingers to type. But let's say I need both of my hands to type. Okay? I can have a glass with a long straw, and that's pointed at my face, and I can go down and get my sip of water periodically as I need to. I mean, the fact is, now, here's the good news. Okay? This water's been sitting here now for 5 hours. Okay? 4 hours, 4.5 hours that I've been working so far today. The same one. Okay? Once you get your body hydrated, you won't have to drink a lot of water. It becomes much easier. In the meantime, you need to do what you need to do to support your body in creating an amazing level of health. And one of the most important things is getting enough water. So there is no easy way to do it, Alexis. You just need to do what you need to do. All right? Now, I mean, again, get yourself here or work with me remotely, right? And you get your body much cleaner, and you'll need less water afterward. Okay, by fasting properly, you'll dramatically reduce your body's need for water. You fast 2 or 3 more times after that, and you'll need even less. Okay, that's what, assuming, of course, that you're making optimal choices in between. You have to eat optimal. You have to be consuming a high water content diet. This doesn't work if you're, eating normal garbage. But if you get your body clean and eat optimally, you'll simply need far less water. Okay. In the meantime, you got to do what you got to do to meet your body's needs, and there's no way to shortcut it. Shortcutting it means you hurt yourself. Please don't do that. Okay? Please don't do that. By the way, we've got this big deadline coming up in 2.5 weeks. What that means is if you register to fast with us now, you will save. If you're registering, if you pay in full to come here, whether you want to come now in the next couple months, where this session's pretty almost completely full now. We have a little bit of space because we had a couple people not be able to get here. There are some places that are locked down again and can't travel. But if you don't get here now, our next opportunity is April. But you could be booking for 2 years out from now. It doesn't matter. Okay, if you book and pay in full now, you save 20%. Okay, if you pay in full to work with me online remotely, you can save 10%. But that's about to go away. It's about to go away. We're trying to raise money now for a project that we need the funds now. Okay, so this is your opportunity. Okay, I hope that helps. All right. All right, I've got Mihai. Mihai has made a 10 euro contribution and said, 4 months ago, I started a raw vegan diet. I lose 10 kilograms from 70 to 60 kilograms at 180 centimeters high. I'm not feeling badly, but I lose a Thank you, Loren. Okay, well, unfortunately, Mihai, there's not enough information here to know exactly what happened, but I can tell you a couple people lose weight when they optimize their diet, okay? First of all, as soon as you improve your diet, you to begin cleansing and healing. And so, you start cleansing and healing the body a little bit, and what happens? Well, your body is eliminating less than optimal tissue. So it's getting rid of some of the garbage tissue that it doesn't really want to have. And that means what? You're going to lose weight. That's what happens. Okay? If you were walking around, if prior to that, you've been eating foods that included salt, and that this is all processed foods. Could be, any processed food, and it doesn't have to be just sodium chloride. It could be potassium chloride, magnesium chloride. These are all mineral salts. Inorganic mineral salts are toxic to the body. Okay? I know this is a surprise to some people, but yes, we need potassium. We need sodium in every single cell of the body. But we need organic sodium. We get that from eating organic plants. That's what organic means in this context. From a living plant tissue. Okay, inorganic minerals don't help us. You eat salt, your body holds water to protect you from the salt. Okay, yes, you can get some sodium from that, but there's a cost to it. It's poisonous to you. We shouldn't be consuming this stuff. Okay, so if you were eating conventional food before, you probably lost a whole bunch of water weight as well, because you would have been holding edema throughout your body, extracellular water, which your body stores to protect you from the salt that you were consuming. Okay, so yeah, this is what happens. Now, in order to change this, what you need to do is optimize your diet and lifestyle choices. Okay, start doing some exercise, perhaps to build muscle. Make sure that you're actually getting what you need. The fact that you're a raw vegan doesn't really say much, because there's healthy raw vegan diets and there's far less healthy raw vegan diets. Okay? If you'd like some help, you can schedule a consultation with me. I do one-on-one consultations. My schedule is pretty full, but I have time for about 5 of those per week, and they're usually booked in advance. You can go to my webpage, tanglewood1center.com, to book a consultation with me, and you can tell me exactly what's going on, what you're eating, what's happening. You can actually complete it. You'll need to complete a registration form, which gives me a health history, so I actually know more about you and your. Yes, everyone's going to lose. Most people are going to lose weight by adopting an optimal diet, because most people carry a bunch of excess weight. And well, actually, yeah, 60, 120, 132. Okay, so 60 is a bit low. 70 depending on your frame size, might have been a bit high for you, especially if you were carrying a bunch of excess fat. I'm just under 70 kilos at 180, and I feel and function perfectly well. Okay, I hope that helps you. All right, let's see. Let me scroll on down. We have a couple more super chats here. M. Will has made a very generous $35 contribution. Thank you so much. And said, have you seen clients heal from sleep disorders? Yes, happens all the time. Happens all the time. First of all, we can talk about sleep apnea. I mean, I'm not sure exactly which disorders you're talking about, but sleep apnea, for instance, this is really a breathing problem. People wake up because they're not getting the air that they need. This gets resolved. We talked about breathing earlier in this broadcast. We see that resolving all the time. But I mean, virtually every sleep disorder can resolve by fasting, because this is just a body out of balance, right? Fasting allows the body to balance itself. So, if you'd like to create an amazing level of health, assuming this is you, if you're asking for somebody else, have that person contact me. Complete a registration form. Do it soon if you want to save 20% for coming here and 10% for working with me remotely. But I can virtually guarantee you're going to see every condition improve if you fast long enough and properly, because your body is amazing. And when you give it the optimal conditions, that's what happens. Okay, that's what happens. So I'm going to take just a moment before I go on to the next super chat. I see Jean-Sebastien Dalcourt is back. I have a few minutes left, so before I go there, I'm going to once again post the link for the webinar, which is on Tuesday. Okay, so I've just posted another link. If you weren't here when I posted it earlier, it's at the top. It's now at the bottom as well, currently at the bottom. And just a quick reminder, in case you're just joining us, on Tuesday, this coming Tuesday at 3:30 in the afternoon, Costa Rica time, 4:30 Eastern Standard Time, 1:30 Pacific Standard Time, I believe 9:30 p.m. in London, 10:30 p.m. in most of Europe, and 11:30 p.m., quite late in Eastern Europe, we will be doing another webinar. There's limited space available. You want to register as soon as you can. We will be offering a free course. Our course, the Vibrant Health course, which we just launched a couple days ago, 3 days ago, the price is $2,997. Now, during this program, during this webinar, we'll be offering it for a significant discount at the end of the webinar, okay? A significant discount. And there's going to be an opportunity to do that. But there's also going to be the opportunity for one lucky person to win a free course, okay? And if you've already registered for the course, then you can win an upgrade. We're not going to refund your money, but we're going to give you an upgrade to the VIP version of the course, okay? Which means more benefits, more access to Fran and I, etc. So well, you're going to want to be there. Now, if you can't be there, actually, you know what? In order to win, you're going to need to be there live on the webinar. Okay. If you register and can't get there, there will be a replay. You will get an email after the webinar with a link to the replay. But if you want to win the free course, you have to be live on the webinar. Okay. And we're going to ask you to share the information. Once you register, we'll tell you exactly what you need to do. It's simple. And if doing that will enable you to win. Okay? We want to promote this as widely as possible because we believe this course can seriously help humanity. Okay, imagine what would happen if everyone was feeling and functioning as well as possible. Okay, I mean, think of the burden on society right now of all the people who are sick in hospitals and, et cetera, needing all this care. Imagine if everybody felt incredibly well. Imagine if everybody felt happy every day. Well, how would life change if people walked around feeling good instead of most people feeling miserable, feeling like victims and being motivated by fear? Okay, no one needs to be there. No one needs to do that. All right, let me, I'm sorry, Jean-Sebastien, there was one more question here, one more super chat with a Canadian $10 contribution. And he said, hey, Loren, You don't promote taking vitamins and electrolytes during fasting, even on a 40-day fast. May I ask why? It seems like a wise precaution. Could you give me a technical answer, please? Yes, and I'm sorry, but I thought I already gave you the answer, not you personally, but in general. And the answer is very simple. There is a cascade of beneficial physiological changes. There's a whole bunch of things that happen when we fast that only happen in the absence of calories or nutrients. If you add any calories or nutrients, you aren't fasting. And what we see here all the time is people who fasted on their own, taking sodium, potassium, whatever, some idiot program, whatever it is, and then they come here. It's 100 times more powerful because they're actually fasting. Now, this may sound surprising to you, but my longest client fast was 4.5 months. He drank only water. I fasted more than 700 people for 6 weeks or longer, 42 days or longer. And they never took anything except water. Done properly, there are no issues. Our bodies are made for this. Taking nutrients means we're not fasting. Okay? This is, it's a human problem. Like we can make things better. We can't. Nature gave us this perfect mechanism, this perfect process to get out of the body's way and let it heal. Let it cleanse. It doesn't get better when we try to intervene by adding something. We're not fasting if we do that. It just doesn't work. Okay? So, the thing is to understand nature's perfect. Our bodies are perfect. All we have to do is get the hell out of their way. Have guidance. Have someone who knows what's going on take you through the process, because you're not going to get the same benefits on your own. You're not going to stay safe if you don't really understand what's going on, okay? But done properly, you don't need anything else. You're only going to make it worse, not better. I guarantee you. I guarantee my results, okay? I've already told you a couple times, there's still discounts available if you register now. And if you're sitting here and say to me, first of all, with our remote fasting program, coming here means, for 4 weeks, which is the minimum that most people come here, that's a $3,700 investment, minus 20% right now, so $29,000, almost $3,000, plus airfare. And for some people, that's a big deal. That's difficult, okay? Now, for some people, that's cheap. You can go to the Hippocrates Institute and drink wheatgrass juice and other disgusting things, and you can pay $3,000 a week for a week. Or you can come here and pay $3,000 for 4 weeks and leave here completely changed, completely rejuvenated, healthier than you've ever been. I think that's a bargain, okay? And I don't think you're going to spend 4 weeks in paradise. Our place is spectacularly beautiful. It's comfortable. The climate's amazing. The food is incredible. Okay, it's an incredible experience. Now, if you can't get here, you can work with me remotely. You don't have to travel. There's no travel expense, and it costs less. It still costs a lot because my time is valuable. And my time is fully booked. So, it is what it is. We are offering a 10% discount. That means currently $450 a week to work with me remotely. But here's the thing. That's if you pay in full up front. Okay? If you can't do that and you want to do a 4-week process, here's what you can do. You can pay 50%. 4 weeks is $2,000. You can pay $1,000 up front. And you can pay the balance in monthly installments of $100 for 10 months. Okay? Now, coming here, you're going to come out of pocket, $3,500 to $4,000, including travel expenses. Online, remotely, you can pay only $1,000 up front. There's no one here that can't raise $1,000. You're going to tell me I can't afford it. I'm going to tell you I don't believe you. I'm going to tell you it's not important enough to you, or you don't understand the value of it. But there is no better investment you could make in your health. None. I guarantee it. Okay? All right. I had a young woman this morning complete her process with me. She didn't have a lot of money, but she made it happen. She completed a 4-week process with me today, and she couldn't. It was hard for her to express how much gratitude she had and how much better she feels today than she did before. And she's fasting on her own. Not the same thing. What she said today when she finished was, I will be back next year. Not here, remotely. I'm working with you again next year. Because I understand This is what actually works. I got benefits I never got before. That's what happens, okay, when you have experienced guidance. All right, I've got to scroll down. We have 2 more super chats, and I'm out of time already. Alexis DePrato says I should be sipping a glass of water for how many hours? 1 hour. 1 glass per hour. 16 ounces or 500 milliliters is the maximum you want to drink in 1 hour. Okay, most people need 4 liters a day. That means 8 hours per day you need to be sipping in order to get 8 of these glasses in. Okay, 8 glasses in 8 hours. Now, if you're awake for 15, you can drink half a glass an hour for 15, for 16 hours. You can do it that way. But most people need to get, between 6 and 8 of these large glasses in per day when not fasting, and more in when fasting. Okay, I hope that helps. Thanks again for the additional contribution. And Mr. Nan has made a $19.99. Thank you so much. Shannon, good to see you. Yeah, I hope all's well with you. Can you speak a little bit to those that may fear fasting at this time because some think they'll become more vulnerable to getting sick? Yeah, I can. It's complete nonsense. I mean, research has shown that fasting makes your body's immune function much stronger, not weaker, much stronger. Okay, you're not more vulnerable to anything. First of all, what's been going on here is a flu. That's it. And fasting, no one gets sick. I mean, you have symptoms while fasting, and then when you're done, you're better than ever. There's absolutely nothing to be afraid of. Now, the experts out there, the same people telling you to wear masks that have been proven to make you more sick, the same people telling you to stay inside, which has been proven to make people less healthy and more depressed. These experts are telling you, oh, don't fast more than a few hours. It's nonsense. There's absolutely nothing to be concerned about. Okay, fasting is the single most effective way to upgrade your body's immune function. Okay, to cleanse and heal your body, to take your health to a whole new level. And the fact that there is this pandemic going on makes no difference. There's nothing to worry about. Okay, I've over the last 6 months. Right, we had no one here for several months. We had a few people coming in June and July. Other people that were already in the country. We've had people coming into the country since August. We're now completely full for the last 5 weeks. And of the, let's say 50 people maybe I fasted here since then, and the 60 more I fasted online since then. This is the first time ever I fasted more people online than I have here at Tanglewood over this period of time. Of the 100+ people that have fasted with me in the last 6 months, no one's gotten sick. Everyone's perfectly fine. In fact, finer than ever. Okay, that's what happens. So don't believe the hype. I mean, these people are definitely trying to misdirect you. There's nothing to worry about here. Okay, folks, I've got to go. I'm late for a call with a group of clients that are fasting with me right now. I've got to go. Thanks so much. Remember, webinar on Tuesday, and register as soon as you can because space is limited. Remember, you have a chance to win a free course if you're present. And after you register, you'll get a letter from us. Read the letter, do what you need to do so you can qualify to win this course or the upgrade if you're already in the course. Okay. Remember too, if you're ready to take your health to a higher level than ever before, and I'll guarantee you're going to feel and function better than you have for years. You have a chance now to register to fast with me. Here in person, 20% off if you pay in full. Remotely, 10% off if you pay in full. Okay, remember that. Remember Las Cascadas, the discount, everything's coming to a head because of this project. The discount on lots for Las Cascadas is about to end. This is the time if you want to invest in the project or if you want to buy a lot in the project, this is the time to make it happen. Okay, your involvement might actually help the thing move forward, and you're going to be committing to something amazing. Okay, imagine living in paradise with a group of intelligent, like-minded people who take responsibility for themselves and are committed to their own, maximizing their own potential. Living in a place where every day we can pick perfect food off of our own trees. Okay, that's what I do here. And this project is only going to dramatically increase the opportunities because it's going to be much bigger than what we have here. Okay, we're going to be able to grow much more food. So there's amazing things coming. You're going to want to get yourself in on these things as soon as you can. I have put the link for the webinar up here twice on the chat window. This is the time to register because time is running out. All right. Take care, folks. Have a wonderful weekend. I'll look forward to seeing you again next week. Bye-bye. Take care, everybody.